Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Today, I wasn't planning on doing another Duviri run like we did yesterday. However, I noticed that Titania Prime is one of my options, and my god, is this my absolute favorite option for doing Duviri, specifically for how much it slays the Oro Worm and how well it works in Steel Path circuit runs. So, I'm gonna grab Titania here. And I mentioned this yesterday, but didn't get to show it. They haven't fully grown back yet. But if you come over here once a day, right there, you'll be able to get, like, free resources and everything. Even if you don't complete the Duviri mission, you get to keep them. So I'm going to try to kind of speedrun this and just get it done quickly. It doesn't even matter what weapons I pick. I'm just picking crap, and I'm not even... probably not even going to use them. Actually, also, I feel like it might even be cool if I just don't pick any decrees to kind of really show you, like, or maybe I'll pick melee related decrees. This way it doesn't have anything to do with Titania really, or what I'm going to be using her for. So we're just going to speed run this, and I want to thank everybody that had done like a comment in yesterday's video and found the secret shout out, the secret call out to yesterday's word. So you guys got it. Nobody actually told me what you guys wanted to do, but today we're gonna have another secret call out, and if you guys get the call out, whatever it is, you can just basically give me what you want to see here, and I may wind up making a video on that and feature your comment as the requester of that's why we're doing it. If that makes any sense. I feel like half the time I talk, I don't make any sense. Like, I hear myself talk. I know some of you are like, what is he talking about? I hear myself too. I know. I just woke up. This is when I'm recording these, right after I just wake up. And, I don't always make sense. But, I also make a lot of sense. So, as I mentioned yesterday, what I'm doing a lot now is I'm heavy attacking and then meleeing. And you can kind of see that it's kind of getting them killed a little quicker than normal. So heavy attack, melee, and then he's dead. So it's just it's almost like a quick swift motion of like here, the big guys, and then heavy melee attack and swing, and he's dead already. And that's what I like about this, is like yesterday they were interrupting me in the video when I was like slapping them, and today kind of getting away with it a little bit easier. And then I had to say something. So, alright, yeah, easy peasy. That part's done. Okay. And then it doesn't matter, each shot, blah, 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 every shot. I prefer to do a melee. Melee, there we go. There. Let's keep it melee here. Alright, I am hoping so much, because I want this to be like, I always want these to be a speed run. I'm hoping so much that when I go into the Undercroft twice here, it winds up being something like really quick, and I don't have to sit in front of a survival or like an excavation or whatever. It's not that they're hard, it's just I want them to like not take up a lot of time. So if I get something along the lines of maybe a Void Flood or even the Jackal, I would like to fight the Jackal, because there's some fun way that I do the Jackal that maybe a lot of you know, but if you're newer or you don't spend like your life on this game, you may not know the way. So it's kind of fun. I don't know where this next one is. Oh, possibly up here. Yep. Yeet. Yeah, so these gameplay videos I feel like are a good idea, because there's only so much that a person could possibly remember to shove into a video when you're like, you're trying to make a video for any particular topic. I have this weird challenge of like, when I start writing things down, like, oh, I'm gonna put that in the video and put that in the video, my brain starts to forget other things I didn't write down. So it's almost like I'm almost more effective not writing anything down. Even though I still do it anyway. I guess it depends on what it is. Like, let's say somebody in my life was like, hey, remember to do this. Remember to do these 3 things when you get there later. I'll be like, all right, sure, no problem. But if I wrote them down, I would forget all of them.
Have to go to the place where bad dreams are real. The Undercroft.
The Undercrotch.
Whatever's wrong there. Make it
Sithel reminds me of this girl that I, like, took on a date one time, and it didn't go anywhere. The girl was, I don't know how to word it. She was, like, ultra paranoid, but, like, clinically, I guess, like, actually, and I didn't know this until after the fact. It was kind of like a blind date, and, like, my friends had set me up with her, and I found out later that she, like, legitimately was on, like, medication and, like, legitimately paranoid, but it's gonna be hard for me to explain it without having face cam, but I'll try to explain it anyway. So, I take her out to, like, the movies, okay? I pick her up at her house, we drive out to the movies, and it winds up being like a horror movie, okay? I have never gone to the movies with somebody that, like, just top of their lungs screams at scary parts in a movie. Like, I don't know, normally when I'm at movies, I'm usually, like, my whole life, I've just, even still to this day, I still go to movies, and everybody I know that I go with, like, they're quiet. Like, they watch the movie or whatever. This girl, the top of her lungs, anything that, any little startle, not even the big jump scares. Like, if you've seen a lot of horror movies, you know there's, like, patterns where it's like, yeah, usually there's, like, a few little jump scares before the killer even shows his face in the movie. And then throughout the movie, there'll be, like, little jump scares, big jump scares, like, medium jump scare, whatever. Every one of them, this girl was just, just screaming at the top of her lungs. And I'm sitting here, like, first time, like, not being used to this. I don't know if I was supposed to be, like, embarrassed or whatever. And I'm just hoping, like, nobody else in the theater gets up and, like, shut that bitch up, you know? Just keep her quiet or whatever. Like, I don't know. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was just unprepared. It's not a scenario I was used to. I didn't know what kind of person might have also been in that theater that would have been like, oh my god, we got a screamer. Somebody call the theater staff. We got a screamer in a horror movie. I can't even take it with this. I paid for these tickets. This girl keeps interrupting the movie at the perfect time. Reminding me that I'm supposed to be scared too. Trying to enjoy the movie, lady. Anyway, so that's not the funny part. The funny part is when the movie's over and we go back to my car. And this is why I wish I had a face cam right now to be able to explain this. Because it might be easier to explain through face cam, but whatever. I'm gonna try my best. So I open the door for her, as any gentleman would, and she gets in the car, right? As I'm closing the door, she gets in the car. I have my own jump scare here. As I'm closing the door, as she she gets in the car, sits down, and I start closing the door. So I don't slam the door or anything like that, but you know, like, I give it a manly swing, without slamming it. This girl, as I start doing that, turns her whole face and body to look up at me as I'm closing the door, and gets her face centimeters away from the glass window on the door, closing on her face. And I was, like, mortified, because I'm like, I swing the door, and then I see her just whip her head around and, like, look at me and lean into it. Like, almost as if she was about to get back out of the car. Like, she forgot something. And I just, my heart dropped. Like, I'm gonna take this girl home with bruises on her face or something like that. Because she don't know proper sit-down and car etiquette. Anyway, I'll never forget that. That just worried the hell out of me, and I still think about that to this day. Anyway, needless to say, that didn't work out, and I didn't wind up taking her out again. But let's look for another melee here. Critical melee hits. Let's go. Whew. I'm slightly getting anxiety even thinking about the story I just told. Like, like, what would have happened if I slapped her in the face with a door because she doesn't know proper, passenger etiquette.
Underground.
Proper, like, what is it? They say chivalry is dead. Well, is it the men's fault that killed it, or is the women not knowing how to handle the chivalrous behavior? I don't know.
Get those trinkets.
Sithel, I'm getting the trinkets. Anyway, thank you, Sithel, for coming back. Sithel is the reason why I thought of that story. This character reminds me of this girl every time. Every time Sithel speaks, I just think of that girl. I'm like, well, you know what? One of those few times, well, not few times, but whatever. It's just another time that I'm glad that didn't work out. 'Cause I can't imagine what the rest of that relationship might have looked like.
Fear rule, Duviri.
During combat, leave a toxic cloud. Every free shot, armor grants. We have any kind of possible melee. Perfect. Let's go. Okay. On to the next. Please don't be a survival. Please don't be a survival.
I can't go near the Undercroft portals. Can't bear to.
I can't go near the Undercroft portals. Apparently, you know what? People like you can't go through car door windows.
It's going to have to be you.
I wonder if it was like even summer. Would have even been... Nah, it wouldn't have made sense for me to have the windows down, especially if we're just getting back to the car. I mean, this is like my first car ever. It's not even like I had power windows. No, it's a survival. All right. You know what? Here's what's going on today. It is Thanksgiving. So, by mandatorily have to be grateful for everything. So, today is nothing but gratefulness and appreciation. Okay? Because it is Thanksgiving. Let's thank the part of my brain that like just has to be a comedian is like, yeah, let's thank the fact that like Thanksgiving is totally ignoring the fact that we pillaged the land of people that owned it before us, you know, tricked them with some fancy dinner, and then ultimately we're like, and it's not yours anymore. Now, first of all, I wasn't born when all that happened. And if I were, I promise you I probably wouldn't have been a part of it. Because I don't even want to go to war, period, or anything. I want to run around with guns and chase other people around, whether they have guns or not, I don't care. I'm just not into that sort of thing. Anyway, appreciation. Right. See how easy it was to lose that? Yeah. See how easy it was to just jump out of that mindset? Gaming in the 21st century. So, being a gamer in the 21st century. So, anyway, yeah, Thanksgiving. Today, I will not have a stream. I will be going to my brother's house and spending time with family and everything. And that is going to be nice because it'll be a day that I'm going to get to stare at food and not actually get to eat it because I have... So you guys know those things called New Year's resolutions? Those crazy things that the stupid people come up with and they're like, I believe in myself. I'm going to do this, right? Yeah. Well, I'm so dumb. I forgot to stop doing it. So I've been doing my New Year's resolution all year. I haven't broken it. And that resolution was to do a full year of modified carnivore, which basically means it's the carnivore diet, but I've slightly modified it. Some of you might look at it and say, oh, it's keto or whatever. Whatever you want to call it. The point is I have not had a single processed food this entire year. I have not had bread, anything with carbs in it this entire year. Now, I know technically carbs are like vegetables and fruits. They technically count, but I'm not counting that. I'm talking about like bread, starch, that sort of stuff. So I've not had any of that the entire year. Feeling good. Definitely lost a lot of weight. I have not hit my personal best on weight loss, which is good because I tried carnivore last year for 5 months, which was the longest. Last year, it was the longest I've ever done any diet for successfully. And the lowest I got myself down, I'm like I was 5'9" when I started it. I'll get into that in a second. I was 5'9" when I started it. And I got myself down to, last year, I think it was like 137.5 pounds. For someone who's 5'9". That's below what it's supposed to be. But I was feeling good. I wasn't feeling sickly or anything. But this year, I decided I'm going to work out more. Which honestly has still been barely. But I started the year off as with a second New Year's resolution, and that was to work out the entire year. On kind of like a scheduled thing. And even though I didn't achieve that, New Year's resolution, which was not my main one. Main one was still carnivore and everything, or modified carnivore. So even though I have like fallen off the workout train or whatever, carnivore, the diet itself is still helping me maintain a lot of muscle. Like, I'm not getting crazy skinny like I did last year, and I'm not even skinny to begin with, and I still never lost the belly fat. So even though I say skinny, I still have this fat pouch, this fat gamer pouch that's just been there like my whole life. Just won't go away. But I mean, better this year. It's definitely the closest I've ever had to it being gone at this point. But I think I just need to walk more. That's something I definitely don't do enough. But yeah, so come on, where is this thing before I talk myself into missing it? Activate. So anyway, yeah, the diet's going great this year, and honestly, what I love most about the carnivore diet is, like, compared to every other diet I've done for the last 20 plus years, this has it's definitely the easiest one. And I spent a lot of time learning about it before I even got into it. And the best part about it is, at least for me anyway, and do your research. Don't just like learn a little bit about it and then do it. I've learned a lot. So like I understood what to expect. I understood, like, I know Joe Rogan talks about how you have like diarrhea for 2 weeks the first time you did it. Not really. I had it for like 3 days. I didn't have it for 2 weeks. When I first, and that was last year, when I did it. This year when I did it, I didn't have any. I didn't have that like 2 weeks of, or even 3 days of, I didn't have to deal with any of that. But, like, just look into it. If you're gonna get into it, don't just like learn a little bit and then be like, all right, I'm ready to go. You know, like really learn what to expect and everything, because you want to make sure you're taken care of and you're not doing anything unhealthy or whatever. Also, you may want to get blood work done. I got blood work done last year. And I kind of have an idea as to like what food allergies I might possibly have, or maybe not food allergies, but like what foods will cause inflammation in my body. So just ironic because I still manage to get inflammation every once in a while, but it's definitely not as often as when I'm just eating crappy food. So it still happens, but I think what I love most about this diet is that I've learned what it feels like when my glucose is spiking in my body, or like my insulin levels are spiking. And I've learned what causes that, and I now know how to avoid it. So even if I get off the diet, I still could like now tell like what it is and when it's happening, and I think that's pretty cool. It kind of feels like a superpower. But I also feel like I never would have learned that if I didn't go through the whole cleanse of it all. And I really just, I don't know, put myself on this this whole journey of diet, of carnivore dieting. But we are finally up to the last part.
You were never on my side to start with, were you?
I'm hoping very much that this is an under 20-minute run. And those are my favorite. As I might have mentioned yesterday, the fastest I have gotten one of these runs done. Oh, look at this. I want to try to pull something off. So, see how I'm not looking at the aura worm, but okay, never mind. Never mind. This works most of the time, but when I make a video and I want to show y'all something, it doesn't work. Anyway, what am I dead from? Okay, broken game. That's all. Everybody uninstall. The game's dead. It's not good anymore. Broken. I don't know. I'm not serious, but why? What the absolute? Any of you that have been to my streams, you know very much I want to curse so hard right now. Not because I'm angry, but because I'm justified in doing it. Okay. Anyway, what I was trying to show y'all was, if you don't look at the aura worm and you kind of hit it from a certain angle, it's like it doesn't see you or something. I drew this out on stream one day, but it's kind of like it doesn't see you if you don't look at it when you get to it. Like, you have to hit it at a certain angle if you're trying to fly at it directly, which I would still be a little off to the side, either the right or the left side when you fly it directly. But if you know when you get really close and then it just shoots you out of the sky, if you don't look at it as you're getting close, I've noticed that at times it doesn't shoot you. Like, it's almost like it just doesn't know you're there because you're not looking at it. And most of the time I get this to work, but I guess now because I'm making a video, God forbid. I can actually have it work after all the time we've already spent here. Positivity. Anyway, best part of this. Look at that. This is why I love Titania. Love Titania for Duviri runs. Did you see that? Look at that.
I'll drag you down with me. Don't
That's the only, once again, the only decrees I have picked are melee related decrees. So there is no decree that is aiding my, my pistols here, or even Titania herself. And, that was it. Like, it was that easy to chop those rings up. And, again, even for circuit runs where there is no Aura Worm, Titania is still my #1 pick for Duviri. Absolute beast. Love that. I love that so much. That is my favorite thing. I think anything that speeds up the getting through the monotony of the grind in this game is my favorite thing in it. And done. Aura Worm over. Alright, crit damage is doubled. Great, now that we don't need it anymore, that's fantastic. Alright, so I'm going to run back and show you all the Titania build. The secret shout out for this video will be Dex Pixia. That'll be the secret shout out for this video. And let me know what you might want to see me do in this game, and it may wind up being a video. I'll feature your comments, and we will go do that task. So our Titania build is looking fancy. We're gonna pull up Titania, and then I'm gonna show you that, the Dex Pixia, and then I could show you the Duwata, but I don't even know if I build the Duwata. I don't use that. I mean, it's all right. It'll live. But anyway, here's the Titania build that I typically run for Duviri. It is what it is. And I've also replaced, really quick, I just realized, I've replaced her third ability with Mirage's Eclipse. You can put whatever you want in here if you're using the helmet system to replace abilities. For any of you that are maybe newer to the game, that is something that happens later on. So you'll get there eventually. You're going to need to be in Deimos, and you'll, eventually meet Sun, and you'll be able to get the helmet, whatever you need from him to be able to put the helmet up and be able to replace abilities. So there's the Dex Pixia build right there, and the Duwata build right there. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, if you celebrate, I hope you're having a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys in the next one.